Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grandma's Late Night Hotline. So today is a very special day. Not only is it Easter, Hitler's birthday, and National Cold Brew Day, but it's also the premiere of our very first episode of Grandma's Late Night Hotline. Now, I'm joined here by my producer, or as we call him, the Producer, because his name is Drew. Give a warm welcome for Drew.
Happy birthday, Hitler.
Yeah, he's a Jew. It's fine, you know. All right, now, first, I will tell you how the show works, and this is very important, okay? So this is a call-in show, and we have a list of people that have left us voicemails, and we have picked the best voicemail for you guys on this evening. We have many, many good callers, ranging from things that you would not even imagine. Now, if at any point during the show you feel so inspired to call in and be a part of the show and leave your own message, you can call at any time at 813-330-0404. And that is displayed on the screen, and I'm sure I'll say it again many times throughout the evening. So, without further ado, let's get in to our first caller of the evening. They have left us a voicemail with something along the lines of, they've played a prank on their grandma.
Hey, Grandma. It's Jenna Tolles here. I just wanted to let you know that one time when you were asleep, after I gave you your dose of morphine, I might have given you 2 more extra doses.
Okay, interesting. So are you talking to me, or is this a message to your grandma? Or, I mean, I would assume that you mean your grandma, right? A little extra morphine? All right, we'll see. We'll see what it goes.
Your grandma.
I am grandma.
Grandma.
Yeah.
And then I took your '04 Ford Taurus, I put it in neutral, and I pushed it with my cousin into the cul-de-sac, and we backed it up, and we stole your car for the night. Anyways, I love you. We also took a little bit of your morphine. And, yeah. So.
Okay, I mean, I'm a little pissed about the morphine. The car, you know, whatever. I don't really care. Who gives a shit? Sell it for more morphine and replace it, please. So let's call them and see what they're up to. I want to know more about this.
I have 2 rules in life.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch my Percocet, and do you have any Percocet?
That's pretty good. I like it.
All right, let's give them a call.
Let's see. Let's see what they're up to.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
That makes sense that, you know, someone who's stealing cars and Percocets, surprise, doesn't have a phone in service. I guess, you know, what are you going to do, right? Well, listen, if you're watching the show, call in. I'd love to hear more about it. Or don't. I hope you're alive, and I hope the car is alive, and I hope your grandma is alive. On to the next caller.
Percocets.
Mm-hmm. So our next caller here has apparently been to Area 51. Let's hear their voicemail.
My name is Big Hog, and I want to tell a story about the one time I thought I was going to Area 51, but I ended up at Area 52. And Area 52 stands for mental hospital. Yeah. Call me back!
All right, Big Hog, we're going to call you back right now. Let's see what Big Hog is up to.
Area 54 is.
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see how Big Hog.
Hey, stop that!
Hey! Is this Big Hog, the man who's been to Area 51?
Ben, you better believe it, brother.
Okay, so tell me more. What exactly the fuck are you talking about?
So this is what happened. So I was in the Army, casual sunny day. We started taking this cough medicine. And we found out if you didn't eat and you didn't sleep, the cough medicine worked better. So fast forward 2 weeks of not eating, not sleeping. I'm working on this mission that I assigned myself called Code Gray, and I'm investigating the aliens, flying around.
You just slow down here for a moment, Big Hog. So let me get this straight. So how long did you say that you went without eating or sleeping? Cough medicine only?
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks of no. Okay, so 2 weeks of nothing but cough medicine. Were you drinking water at least?
Maybe here and there, you know, you pass by this thing, splash some water in your face, but I don't think we had much water.
There's water in cough medicine.
That's true. There
Don't
is
be ridiculous.
Yeah, there is at least some water.
Exactly. We were good, baby.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. So now you were currently enlisted in the military.
Yeah, at the time.
So,
Exactly.
were you doing like training and all of these things on no sleep or food, nothing but cough medicine?
Yeah. Everything I had to do when I woke up every day, I just did. No sleep, no food, just cough medicine. It was my fuel. It was my gas, baby.
Wow, that's kind of incredible. I've been feeling a little sluggish today, and I wonder if that's maybe the problem. I've eaten and slept and haven't had any cough medicine, so maybe that's the issue. All right, so we've got your daily routine down, understood, no sleep, no food, continue.
A little get ready with me.
Yeah, yeah.
So after I write on this manila folder and I spin the folder as I write each sentence, so it's all written in a circle, I bring it to my drill sergeant, or sorry, not my drill sergeant, my sergeant major, and I told them that I found out what's been going on with Code Gray, a mission that I assigned to myself that he had no idea what was going on.
Do you mind if I interject real quick? Is there any particular reason why you named it Code Gray? I mean, I feel like for such an interesting topic, gray is a little bit of a boring color.
Obviously, because the aliens were gray.
Yeah, dude, don't be stupid.
That's again, like I said, I have eaten and slept today, so not my best, So anyway, all right. So Code Gray, you're on the case, which I love and I appreciate.
What's your clearance?
So my sergeant major he makes a phone call, and they take me to it happens to be at the hospital, but it was like a secret meeting place, and they're showing me these videos of these flying saucers, and they're like, is this what you've been seeing? And I was like, yes, you guys know. All right, we can get this mission on a roll. So then they're like, we are going to call a ride for you. And I'm like, oh, I have to go to Area 51. They're like, yes, of course. So we go out in front of the secret location / hospital, and then this ambulance pulls up, and I'm like, all right, guys, I see what's going on. Undercover.
I'm going to need you to pause again. Where did you think the secret location was?
It was the hospital.
Okay. So now the ambulance has rolled up. Okay. And this is you're feeling like. Continue. Elaborate.
It's undercover. We can't pull up in a blacked out SUV. Everyone's gonna know we're going to Area 51.
That's
too obvious.
Too obvious. That's why we call it Mission Gray. That's why we roll undercover. Okay. I like where your head's at.
All right, so then we're on the way there. I'm telling the quote-unquote EMTs, undercover agent, that I know their names. And I'm like, your name's Rebecca. And she's like, my name's not Rebecca. I'm like, drop the bit. It's Rebecca. Anyways, then we get there, and they sit me in this room with this paperwork in front of me, and there's a camera on me, and I'm like, shh, what's all this noise? I know what we're here for, so I don't fill out the paperwork. They're like, all right, come on, buddy. So they walk me back through these doors, they put their little key cards, we get into what looks like a mental health facility, and I'm like, wow, really undercover. So what I do
right.
is I try to hop the counter immediately, and then these big dudes, they sit me back down, and they're like, don't do that again. And I'm like, okay, I won't do that again. They're like, you promise you won't do it again? I promise. I get up and I grab the security guard's key card and I run for the door, and then boom, I hit the floor, and they stuck a needle in my arm and they tranquilized me. And then I walked around and didn't fall asleep, and I convinced everybody, all the mental health facility patients, that we were going to be working on the area of our Code Gray together. And they believed me, and I would talk to the operator on the phone, and then 2 weeks later I realized that there was no Area 51, and I was just at a mental hospital, and then they let me go.
Okay, interesting. So, wait, you were in the mental hospital for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, so after, about how long into this stay did you realize that you were not at Area 51?
Probably 3 days, but for the first 3 days, I was really convinced.
For the first 3 days. Okay, so you spent 3 days in there. I've been to a mental hospital myself, actually. I know that's a shocker, but...
yeah, but I bet yours wasn't Area 51.
No, it wasn't. We had a guy similar to you, but he thought he was Fat Albert, and he would walk around and yell, "Hey, hey, hey! It's Fat Albert!" But he wasn't. He was a skinny white dude named Scott. But, yeah. So very interesting story. So now, how did the military take this afterwards? After your stay in the, were they like, come on back in, bud?
Yeah, I just need to sleep more.
Well, they really are desperate for recruits. Goddamn. Yeah.
How's your mental health nowadays?
Yeah, how you doing now?
Honestly, pretty pristine, driving through some fields, looking at cows, sun setting. I haven't slept in 2 weeks. I've only had cough syrup.
Okay, that's good though. But it's like a chill 2 weeks, like sunsets and cows, and not like Area 51.
Some promethazine.
Yeah, dude, they don't want me there. They told me they didn't want to see me back there.
Interesting. And what's your diet like now?
Cough syrup and grass.
Okay, and grass. Okay, that's why you're more mellow. It's the grass. I think that's really doing it for you.
Yeah, I try to stay pretty herbal.
So, what do you do, like, for a living, or like with your life that you have, other than drinking
I
cough
sell cough syrup to high schoolers and tell them that it's codeine.
Okay, hell yeah. What
Very
type
on
of,
brand.
Yeah, very on brand. What type of cough syrup do you sell?
Who's asking?
Is it your piss in a bottle? Be honest with me, man.
Do I what?
Never mind. So anyway, all right. So I still feel like I'm having a hard time here fully understanding how you continue to operate as a military member after the whole Area 51 incident. Like, was there any repercussions?
You know
from
what
your
they
sergeant?
gave? You know what they gave? You know what they gave Captain America when he was really skinny that made him the superhero, the super serum?
Cough syrup.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cough syrup, no food, no sleep. Yeah.
That is the recipe.
That's what they gave Superman too. The only problem was kryptonite. But okay, wait. So like, do you mind if we be serious here for a moment, sir? Okay. So like, did your sergeant give you did you have to scrub the floors? Did you have to, or it was just business as usual afterwards?
Well, the first time I saw him, I don't remember. He said I gave him a big hug. The second time I saw him, he just told me he was glad to see that I was back. And he didn't mean back from an undisclosed location. He meant back mentally.
The military sounds like such a fun and loving place. I might join. I might enlist. Okay.
It's where you go to enrich your wildest dreams.
Right. I guess so. I mean, I would love to go to Area 51.
Yeah, if your wildest dreams are cough syrup, drills.
So, did any of your other military members have anything to say about your experience there?
Well, there's some others that also got hemmed up in the cough syrup situation. Like, 2 of them had to get catheters. The other had to sleep for a while. And I just disappeared now, came back, and they're like, yo, where have you been? And I was like, at Area 51.
Interesting. Okay, so tell me more about your fellow cough syrup members. Were they also going to Area 51?
I don't know where they thought they went, but I think they just stayed. It was kind of a solo mission.
Okay, it was kind of like a you only, like you're a special operative for, interesting.
I was basically Moses.
Yeah, I mean, from talking to you, I can tell that you are basically Moses. Oh, wait, are you Jesus Christ? I heard that today's your big day, man.
Yo, you're back.
Yeah, you're up.
Who's asking? It is my birthday. I have risen.
No, it's not his birthday. It's that's
resurrection
Christmas.
date. God.
Yeah. He's
Are you
back
trying
now.
to tell me when my birthday is on my birthday when I'm having a birthday party?
I wait. You know whose birthday it actually is Hitler. You Adolf Hitler?
Yeah, I sent him to hell.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, it's been good hearing from you. Thanks so much for the call, and try eating some food, maybe cereal. It's kind of like cough syrup.
Are you hanging up because I'm Jesus or because I sent Hitler to hell?
Really? Because you're fucking nuts, man.
Yeah. It's just that we have an important message from a man who's lost his sister in Texarkana coming up. So, I love you. I love to hear from you. Grandma loves
Love you,
you.
Grandma.
Absolutely. Be safe and drink more cough syrup, kids.
All right, let's go and see on the heartland of this country.
Absolutely. So now we have a bit of a PSA from a man who has lost his sister. Let's hear.
So we was in Texarkana, and I left her on the bay, all right? If anybody sees her, tell her to come to Little Rock, okay? 'Cause I'll never, ever be back to Little Rock, but here's the thing about it, all right? Because my cousin was sitting there.
I don't need to hear anymore. All right, so a gentleman has lost his sister in Texarkana.
Send her to Little Rock. He won't be there.
He won't be there, but send her there. Yeah, there it is. All right, and up next, we have a caller who has been on 365 Tinder dates in 1 year. So every day of the year, she has gone on a Tinder date. Let's see if she picks up.
I have a feeling it's the guy's sister.
I mean, it might be. That might be the Texarkana sister. We'll see.
Hi, Grandma. It's Lexi. The thing that I probably should have done but did was I went on 365 Tinder dates in a year to prove a point, and I met a lot of interesting people with a lot of fetishes. Hope to talk to you soon.
Prove a point to her brother.
Absolutely. That will show him. Yeah.
Let's see what she's up to.
Let's see. Let's see. What do you think about that? No food, cough syrup only. Kind of crazy.
It's like the Atkins diet.
Yeah.
I want to try it.
Yeah. I bet he
Keto.
lost weight. Yeah, for sure.
Hello.
Hello, you've reached Grandma's Late Night Hotline. We have a call from you that you have been on 365 Tinder dates in a year.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about it?
It was definitely an experience. I'm not sure what kind of details you'd like.
All of them.
I mean, like, I would like to know at least 200 out of 365 of the details. So, was this? Do you mind if I ask? Are you a man or a woman or non-binary?
I'm a woman.
Okay. Now, were these all opposite sex? Did you throw in same sex?
A robot?
It was a mixture.
It was a mixture. Okay. Respect. I love that. Here at Grandma's Late Night Hotline, we are LGBTQ friendly. So, all right. Now, what's the most outstanding of those Tinder dates that you went on?
There's one that stands out the most. It was probably, I don't know if it was outstanding, the most traumatizing, I guess.
Yeah.
My best friend's with me, and she's like dying laughing right now. So I went out on a date with this guy. It was like a normal date, and then it ended up being like 8 hours, and he seemed like a chill enough dude. And he says, "Do you want to go back to my place?"
Do you mind if I pause real fast? You went on an 8-hour date?
Yeah, it started as like brunch, and then we just ended up doing things, and
I'm sorry,
8 hours later.
That you have enough time to do 365 8-hour dates in a year. What do you like?
No, that was a one-off situation for it to be that long. It happened to be like a weekend day.
Some of them are 15 minutes.
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
Yeah, right? Amen. Sometimes I knocked out 3 a day.
Oh, 3 in a day.
Queen.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. Okay, so all right, now continue. You've just gotten done the most amazing 8 hours of your life. Okay, continue.
And he says, "Do you want to come back to my place? We can smoke a blunt, chill, watch a movie." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." You seem nice enough. So I follow him back to his house, and I should have known when he opened the door to his apartment and everything was super white and super clean, and maybe I smelled bleach from the last bitch you put down the drain.
Oh.
And he was like, "You have to take off your shoes." And I was like, "Okay." So I take off my shoes by the front door. He rolled a blunt. We're sitting on the couch watching a movie. And I notice he's not like looking the same direction as me at the TV. And I notice he's staring at my foot.
Okay.
So I like look at him, look at my foot, look at him, and he sees that I notice, and he goes, "Oh, my bad." I usually tell people before we go out that I kind of have a foot thing, and I'm like, okay.
Doesn't.
Well, I'm gonna be honest.
10% of Americans do.
Yeah, well, I said, I'm going to be honest. I've never really been in this situation before, but I'm also not someone to usually knock something until I try it. So I need more information. What exactly does this entail? Which I feel like is really fair. Okay? So he said, I would be happy if I could just rub your feet. And I was like, oh, yes. I just worked 12 hours. You're telling me that I can lay back on the couch, smoke a blunt, and get my feet rubbed? This is fantastic, right? So everything's fine for a few minutes, and before I know what's happening, he sniffs down the inside of my foot and puts my big toe in his mouth.
That's a little bit more than a foot rub. I'm feeling like, you know, that's a hard.
It was.
Hard. Okay. Now, before we continue any further, do you think that shoes off at the door is like? Do you think that that's like his move? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, because at first I didn't think it was that weird, because some people are like that. Like, you don't wear shoes in the house or you're taking them off right at the door, you know?
Yeah.
So am I, but I don't usually tell my guests to do that. If, like, it's a guest, like, that's, I don't know. So, but also sometimes it's, like, a cultural thing. So I wasn't really, like, too concerned at that point. I was more concerned that everything smelled like bleach.
Okay, interesting. How strong was the bleach smell when you walked in? Yeah.
Enough for me to notice and be slightly concerned.
So like a 6.
Yeah, like at least a 6 or a 7.
Yeah.
And I can't really I don't think I've ever walked in anyone's home and been like, is that bleach I smell? What is this scent that I'm smelling right now? Okay, interesting. So you walk in, smells like bleach. He sucks your toes. What's next?
Typical Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So after he put my big toe in his mouth, I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is obviously more than you just rubbing my feet. So what exactly does this entail? And he says, I'd like to fuck your feet.
Interesting.
So I said, I'm going to be really honest. I haven't made it down that rabbit hole of Pornhub yet. I'm not even sure how that works. And I'm trying to buy myself a second and process what is happening. So Curious Me says, has this always been a thing for you? And his response was, I used to rub my grandma's feet when I was young.
I would assume his response was, I use bleach as lubricant, or,
No, it was worse. I think I would have preferred that. He said, I used to rub my grandma's feet when I was young.
That's awful. Okay, continue.
Grandma, how were your grandson's foot massages?
Right?
Yeah, that's interesting. What's he up to these days? Is he single? I'm looking for someone to rub my feet. Yeah.
I mean, maybe I can pass on his info to you after.
Yeah. Tell him to call in, actually. I would love to hear from him.
Well, I'm not going to contact him again, that's for sure.
Okay, fair enough. So, all right. So now after that, did you guys continue, or were you like, I think I gotta go?
So instantly I was like, you have to get the fuck out of here. But my shoes were by the door, my purse was over here, my sweater was over here. So it's not a quick exit. So I said, can I have a glass of water? And he's like, yeah, sure. So he gets up, and I'm like grabbing my shit. And I hear this tapping noise in the kitchen. And I'm like, I know what that noise is. So I pop my head around. I pop my head around the corner of the kitchen, and as I do, he does the biggest line of blow I've ever seen in my life off of the kitchen counter.
Hell yeah, brother.
And I said, hey, sorry, gotta go. And I sprinted out the door to my car, and I drove home.
Wow.
And questioned my life decisions.
And now, which of the 365 dates was this? Was this the 365th, or was this 10 in and you were like, let's go, let's do 355 more?
I don't know exactly what number he was. I'd have to look in my notes. But he was in the beginning. He was in the beginning.
So you decided
Like
to keep
less
pushing.
than
So
30.
what is it that drove you to do this experiment? Because it's inherently very interesting.
So it was really more about me and myself. I moved, and I was being super antisocial, and I didn't know a whole lot of people, and I'm divorced, so I was like, I kind of want to meet new people and start dating again, but not super seriously. So it was kind of more about me learning what I wanted, meeting different kinds of people, things like that, and I feel like it worked.
Okay.
We did learn a lot.
Interesting. Right, so you were looking to find yourself, right? So there wasn't any money on the line, like it wasn't a bet. You were more just kind of doing this for your own experiment?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, interesting. So, all right. So you met a cokehead who likes feet and enjoys bleach. What else occurred in these 365 dates? I mean, like, did you ever feel like your safety was compromised?
Yeah, that time definitely.
Well, right.
There wasn't a lot of times that I felt like my safety was compromised because I tried to, for the most part, do it in a controlled environment where I knew people in my surroundings knew me or what was going on. So for the most part, it was good, but sometimes I made questionable decisions.
Interesting. Now, like, so what? I'm having a hard time with the time aspect of this. Like, how did you find time for all of these dates? That's a lot of time.
You just make it work. It's like a day to day, and then you miss a day or two, and you do 2-3 a day.
Wow.
There's breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the weekends. Drinks afterwards.
That's a hustle.
4.
Did you always get like a dinner or a drink or like something like that? Like, was it a lucrative venture?
For the most part, honestly, I have the same like regular bar that I hang out with all the time. And my thing was, I'm already at my regular bar. Do you want to come pop in and have a drink with me? So it was more convenient for me that way to run through.
That's even crazier. So all of these dates were almost entirely at the same location? Did at any point anyone around you be like, what are you?
Of them.
Huh?
75% of them were at the same location.
75% of them were at the same
It's a
location.
high ratio.
That's kind of crazy.
Can I ask a question? Are you still single?
Sure.
You on Tinder?
I am.
Yeah, my producer's he has many questions. Same coke problem, same foot fetish, no bleach though. yeah.
Clorox.
Yeah. Yeah, more of a Febreze guy.
9% of germs.
Okay, so now, like, is that really the most deranged that you dealt with? Was a guy with a foot fetish and a bleach problem?
No, there's one worse, but I'm not sure how PG we have to be.
You don't. Just don't say the words that you know you're not allowed to say. That's it.
My nephews are watching.
Oh.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure that this is nephew friendly.
He's
No, they're
kidding.
pretty
His
screwed up
nephews are
kids.
dead. Yeah. So, all right. Okay, so spill it. I mean, why not, right?
Okay, so I had already had a rough day. I was at my house. I had a few drinks, and this Tinder guy that I've been talking to for probably like a week, he wanted to take me out. And I didn't really want to go out, but maybe possibly, I don't know. So my compromise was, you can come meet me on my front porch. We can smoke a blunt, see if it's a vibe. If it is, I'll go out with you. If not, that's fine, right? And my neighbor was outside working on his bike all day. So I'm like, hey, John, I'm going to have this weird Tinder guy pop over. Like, if you hear me scream, please come help. And he's like, oh, yeah.
What type of bike does John have? Is it a bicycle or is it motorized?
No, like a Harley.
Okay, I had to set the scene, you know what I mean? I wasn't sure if he was like a bicycle guy because I have zero respect for them, or if he was like, you know, a bike guy. Okay, all right. So John, yeah, yeah, right. Not a Schwinn, but a Harley.
Sounds like total biker dude, covered in tattoos, bandana, all the things.
Okay, so John's got your back if something goes down. He's not gonna ride off on a Schwinn if things go south. Okay,
100%.
Okay. Continue.
So, dude shows up. I roll blunt. We're sitting on the front porch. It's normal conversation for the first like 5 minutes. And then out of nowhere, he says, do you like big dicks or small dicks?
And
I just looked at him. Well, first I just looked at him because I wasn't sure that's what I heard, right? And then he repeated himself. And I just looked at him again because I wasn't sure how to respond. And then he said, some girls like small dicks. And I said, well, then they're stupid.
Oh,
and he
damn,
said,
right.
I have the dicks you'll dream about. And I said, honey, I don't dream about dicks very often. Most of the time I dream about pussy. And he didn't know how to respond. And it took him a second. But as he was saying it, he like stood up. And in my head, I realized what was happening. And I'm like, looking him in the eyes. I'm like, please don't pull your dick out. I don't want to see your dick. Please don't pull your dick out. On my front porch. On my front porch.
Damn,
so,
that's not the type of hog that John is used to. You know, John's used to a hog.
Definitely not. Definitely not. So I'm like refusing to look down, even though I can see it out of my peripheral vision. And I'm like, please put your dick away. I didn't ask to see your dick.
See it out of your peripherals. It wasn't a small penis. It was it was
not small.
Okay.
But it was crooked.
Crooked.
And I told him. And he wouldn't put his dick away, that he needed to put his dick away because his dick was crooked and he should jack off with the other hand sometimes.
Oh shit. Do you think that jacking off with the same hand over and over again gives it a bend?
No, I've heard about that method.
I don't know. I think it's possible.
Wow, interesting. So this
my bestie says it's vitamins.
What is the hour of the day in which he's presenting his crooked cock on your porch? Is this like broad daylight or is it nighttime at least?
It was dark. I would say probably like 9:30.
Okay, so I mean that's slightly less insane, but that's still pretty fucking insane. So what do you do now at this point where there's a man who's got his crooked cock out, just presenting it for you and the world to see? Do you pepper spray him or like what's the move?
Well, I started being very loud and direct, telling him to put it away. And when he did, he was like, oh, my bad. Like, I didn't think you were going to get, like, I didn't think it was going to be an issue. And I was like, I don't know how you don't think it's going to be an issue when I haven't even known you 10 minutes and you're whipping out your dick on my fucking front porch.
Yeah, what's your problem?
He's like, can we still be friends? And I'm like, fuck no. He's like, so what are we going to do? And I said, what we're going to do.
So that's how I met my husband.
No. So he's like, so what are we going to do? And I said, what you're going to do is you're going to get in your car and you're going to fucking leave. And if you happen to see me in public, you're going to keep fucking walking.
Well, that is...
And about that time, my neighbor popped his head around the corner. I was like, is everything okay? And I was like, yep, he was just leaving.
That is something. I mean, 365 days, 365 dates. I gotta say, that's a hell of a story. Thank you so much for your voicemail and calling into Grandma's Late Night Hotline. You've left me with a lot to think about. I think I'm going to introduce bleach into my lifestyle much more, and start showing my dick to strangers. So thank you.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Absolutely. Be safe. Grandma loves you.
Why can't any of my dates end that way?
That's a good question. I most of the time that I do anything close to that, it's only ever positive. So let's see, what do we got next here on the line? We have a caller who hits something while driving and continues anyways.
I wonder what he hit.
Let's see. Let's see.
Off, Grandma.
Yo, what's going on? You've reached Grandma's Late Night Hotline. Oh.
Let's try him again.
Yeah, let's try him again. Did he say fuck off, Grandma?
No, he said hi, Grandma, I thought.
I thought he said fuck off, Grandma.
I don't know why it's still ringing.
Little technical difficulty, or I don't know.
All right, well.
Okay, interesting. Wait, we're still ringing, though. What's happening? Why is it still ringing? Where is that ringing from?
This is fascinating.
This is fascinating. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties here. I think the last caller just broke the show, honestly.
Tell us what we hit.
Yeah.
Let me try something.
Yeah, try calling, like, something else. See if we can get... Maybe close the window and open it back up again. I'm sorry to all the viewers that are listening live here. We've... Wait, did we make it stop? No, it's still ringing. Close... Oh, there's another tab. Uh-huh. Okay, we've stopped the ringing. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. These things will happen on our first show. Shall we call him again? Well, I feel like at this point we've called him 5 times or more now. All right, well,
we're dialing someone else. Let's just try.
Let's try.
One more time.
Okay.
The old college try.
Yeah, let's see.
If not, we're going to hear the story.
Yeah.
What if we were calling him like 7 times?
I think we were.
Maybe.
Please leave your message for
Right.
2-3.
Oh, let's see what he called in about. I'm curious.
I need to know now.
Yeah.
One time in 2016, I hit a child and I just kept going. I didn't even stop because, he got up. He kind of limped across the street and I was like, sure, he's going to the hospital or something. I just kept going. And then I got some Marlboro Lights, and I was like, I don't smoke, but I just well.
Okay, so caller hit a child and kept going, and then got some Marlboro Lights. So, if this story inspired you to call in, please call in to 813-330-0404. We'd love to hear from you. I'm going to take a quick pee break, and then we're going to get one of our best callers of the evening on the line with us, all right? So in the meantime, please enjoy the stylings of The Producer. All right, I'm back. Had to take a quick tinkle and replenish the High Noon cup. We're not sponsored by them, but if you're watching High Noon and you want to sponsor a show about people running over children and people having bleach-encountered events, please send me a DM. I would love to be sponsored by you. And if not, who cares? Thank the Lord for he is risen. All right, our next caller here has a lot to say about the film industry. Let's see what he's up to.
Should we listen to the story first?
Let's just get right into it, I feel like. Is he ready for us?
I appreciate that. The old meat and potatoes.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, coming right up. This might have been the guy we called like 8 times.
You think so?
That's a possibility.
All right. I called someone 8 times, so... Hello?
This is Grandma's Late Night
Hello?
Hotline.
Yes, hello. You've reached Grandma's
Who's this?
Late Night Hotline. It's me, Grandma.
Hello?
Yeah, you've reached Grandma's Late Night Hotline. It's me, Grandma.
I can barely hear you. Who is this? There's something wrong. It sounds like you're in another room.
It's me, Grandma. You've reached Grandma's Late Night Hotline.
Jesus, why does it sound like you're in the basement, like 17 feet away?
I don't know. It shouldn't sound like that. Are you sure that that's a me problem and not a you problem?
I mean, if it's a... Well, fuck me. What's going on here? I'll try the best. I can barely hear you, but what up? Who is this again? Grandma, right?
Yeah, it's me, Grandma. Yes, that's correct. You've reached Grandma.
Oh, there it is. Now I can hear you.
Okay. All right. I don't know that anything changed, but anyway, yeah. So, it's me, Grandma. You've reached Grandma's Late Night Hotline.
Hey, how's it going? Wait a second. Did somebody call you?
I reached I got a call from this phone number. Something about the adult film industry.
Oh Jesus! Who called you? Who was that ratted me out?
I don't know. I don't know that he really left a name. But it was very, very intriguing story. We haven't heard it yet. So would you mind elaborating? Who is this? Do you mind if I ask?
This is Jody Clevens.
Of course.
Of course it is. Oh, the Jody Clevens?
Well, don't make fun of me. I used to, be a little bit more famous back in Los Angeles in the 90s. That was my heyday. But now I'm just doing more underground stuff in Taiwan and Singapore. I really can't talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, so interesting. I'm sorry, we're having a bit of a technical difficulty here. This is very embarrassing, but I think that we
You
might
still there?
have... Yeah, can you hear me?
Sounds like somebody muted me.
Just hang on 1 second. We might have to call you back here because we had a bit of a snafu. Can you hear me?
I don't hear anything. Hello? Something happened. Waiting in traffic.
Hang tight 1 second, sir. Okay, so hang up and close on op.
Technical difficulties. Give me a call, guy.
Yeah. I'll give you a call 1 moment. Okay, no, I think you just closed. Put it on.
There it is. Now I can hear something.
There we go.
Okay, now you can hear me, but I'm not sure that you're being caught by the stream here. 1 second. Talk for me.
Hello, this is Jody Clevens. Somebody called me on the interwebs and...
Okay, yeah. No, you're good. We're coming through loud and clear, Jody. All right, so now, what is it that you do, Jody?
I am a producer of sorts.
A producer of what, if you don't mind me asking? Jody?
Mr. Clevens?
Mr. Clevens? Mr. Clevens, tell me about the allegations. Mr. Clevens. It's got to be on Google Chrome. Just close Opera, hang up and close on Opera, and then call him back. Sorry, we're having a bit of a technical difficulty. It's everybody's first day here, so we're just learning how everything works. Now, that's Opera. Close that, and then call him back. Is that Google Chrome? Yeah, it is. So we have a complex operation here. I know that it looks like all fun and games, but there's a couple moving pieces. So forgive me, bear with me here as we get tuned in to what we want.
All right, and we're back.
And yeah, we're going to be calling Mr. Clevens back momentarily here. Mr. Clevens is a very prestigious man. He has many titles, including producer of something, so. Just bear with us here. We're waiting for the ring. We don't have a ring. So anyway, yeah, I can hear you. All right, Mr. Clevens. Is it Clevens or Clemens or neither?
Clevens with a V.
Okay,
V is
Clevens.
Victor.
Right, Mr. Clevens.
V is in vagina. V is in victory. V is in...
That's too low.
Vulcan.
Okay. Excellent. Mr. Clevens, it's very good to hear from you. I apologize for our minor snafu there. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but we're back. Okay, so please. Yeah, it is the producer's fault, but that's okay. That's why we don't pay him. So, anyway.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Mr. Clevens, so tell me about, what it is that earned you the title Mr. Clevens.
My mom and dad had sex with each other, and they had 3 miscarriages, and then on the 4th try, I was born, and that's how I got the name Clevens.
Interesting. So there were 3 Clevens before you.
Apparently, but they were either stillborn or they were little bitches, and they died really young, so they just couldn't take it. But me, the 4th time, came out stronger than an ox and started skull-fucking this world in 1970, sir.
That's a beautiful thing. So what exactly, so 1970, so you're 55 years old. You sound like you're ancient. What have you done in these 55 years? Yeah, you sound awful for 55, by the way.
Oh, sorry about that. Well, I mean, when you start pushing 375 pounds, there's only so much you can do, But I try to stay on the treadmill, walking, 4 or 5 minutes a week, something like that. But, I got the Adidas tracksuit with all these Russian hookers that come into Miami. They give me the Adidas, is how they say it. They're broken English.
Okay, so you do 4 or 5 minutes a week on the treadmill.
That's about all I can muster. I mean, in between the bacon, the eggs, and the coffee, and the chain-smoking Pall Malls, because, oh, my God, do those taste good. I just drive around in my Cadillac Seville, and I just kind of honk at people. I, do some minor surveillance here and there just to make sure what other people are doing. Some might call it blackmail, but,
How many minutes with the Russian hookers?
Yeah.
Nobody said anything about hookers. Who was that in the background? You need to shut him the fuck up. Nobody said anything about hookers. My lawyer's listening. This is going to be a huge fucking issue, buddies, okay? There was nothing about hookers. There was a video camera in there. They're actresses, okay? Let's get this right. They are paid actresses.
Okay. I apologize, Mr. Clevens. I will make sure that the producer never speaks again. I really apologize for that. All right, so you've got...
I'm a producer. Who is this guy? Who gave him a microphone?
Yeah, well, look, we produce different things around here, but okay. So, Mr. Clevens, you've got a couple of paid actresses. What exactly are you doing with these paid actresses?
Well, as the business goes, if you're currently representing somebody, you really can't talk about it. So all I can really talk about is who I used to represent, the kind of movies that I used to make, or how I came up in the business, stuff like that, because all of those people are either dead or the non-disclosure agreements have lapsed over. The majority of them have lapsed in 2017. So now I can talk about all this shit. But
Okay, yeah. So you know what? Let's do a tell-all. Why not, right? Tell me what who was the most prominent of your what are we calling them? Hooker? Or no, I'm sorry, paid actresses.
Well, I didn't get into the porn business until around 2000, 2001. Before that, I was in Los Angeles, living in Burbank, which I still have a condo there. I also have a condo in Miami and Orlando. So, and also Sussex County, New Jersey. That's where I'm from. If you don't like the New Jersey Devils, you can suck a wiener. That's my opinion. Either way.
Amen.
Yeah. Originally, I was from, born and raised in New Jersey, then moved out to California at the age of 7 or 8. Met Phil Spector. He grabbed me inappropriately, but in a fun way. I don't know how to explain this. It was 1983. So he was a good guy, in my opinion. But through him, I met an actor called Greg, what's his name? Greg Bradford. He was in a cool little movie with Scott Baio called Zapped in 1982.
I've never heard of it. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I've never heard of Zapped.
International hit Zapped?
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of it.
International hit Zapped, 1985, with Scott Baio and Greg Bradford. So either way.
Oh, the Scott Baio?
Bradford when I was about 15, going to all these house parties, doing lots of coke and other stuff, and through a luck of God, came across Karen Black. Everybody knows Karen Black, right? From 5 Easy Pieces.
Oh, yeah. Is Karen Black, the Karen Black in 5 Easy Pieces?
Obviously.
Yes, D. Karen Black. I was her producer, exclusive producer from 1991 to 1994. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Rollerblade 7 series, but I did.
No.
That was Karen Black's best work from 91 to 94.
Yeah, that's incredible.
A little bit of an insult. I get it. It's, we're not talking blue chip quality here. It was, I was 21, 20, something like that, and she entrusted me after many, many lines of coke, and I had some photos of somebody that she knew that somebody did. Either way, she said yes, so I was really excited. But, first we got done, I think, what did we produce? Let me see if I can remember. It's the Rollerblade 7 in 91, and then Evil Spirits, Quiet Fire, Tuesday Never Comes, Ani Lee's Meat Pies. That was a good one. Bad reviews, though, unfortunately. Then we did the second Rollerblade 7, Legends of Something Bullshit. And then we did the Double O Shit. That one was really stupid, too. But, hey, everyone's getting paid. She was getting paid. I was getting paid. And then we finally summed it up. The third of the trilogy of the Return of the Rollerblade 7 back in 1993.
Well, you know what? Hey, Mr. Blevins, it's been great hearing from you. It is really, you really seem like quite a star. So thank you so much for calling into the show, Mr. Blevins. Was it Blevins?
Clevins with a C. Vagina.
Wow, you can't say that, Mr. Clevins. Look, it's been a pleasure hearing from you. You're a real treat, and we look forward to hearing from you again next time on Grandma's Late Night Hotline. So, Mr. Clevins or Blevins.
I think it was Devins.
I think it was Devins. He's a good guy, you know what I mean? He's a real producer. I feel bad. We didn't really have the best show for him, but anyway.
Up his IMDb.
Up next, we got a voicemail from a caller that apparently has fucked up again. Let's hear what they have to say.
We all fall down sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's me. I fucked up again. Please call me back, Grandma.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I've heard he's risen. Let's see what they're up to. Give him a call.
She said please.
Mm-hmm. The callers sound a little quiet, no? Okay.
Please leave your message for 63.
All right. Apparently they didn't fuck up that bad. Well, thank you for calling Grandma's Late Night Hotline. Means the world to me. So our next caller here apparently has gotten revenge from a bad prom date. That's interesting. Let's see what they're all about.
Call or listen?
Let's call them. Let's go right into it and see. And you know what? If they don't pick up, then we'll listen to the voicemail.
I think she fucked up again by not picking up Grandma's Late Night Hotline.
I agree. If Blevins can do it,
You mean Flevins?
Yeah, something like that.
She's very busy, still ruining the guy's life.
Yeah, definitely. Getting revenge on Grandma, too. Well, let's see.
Your call has been forwarded to
Call's been forwarded to voicemail. Let's play the voicemail. Let's see what happened.
I'm curious.
Yeah. Let's see. One moment as we pull up our voicemail. Go down. Scroll. Okay. Wait, no. Okay. Just hold on one moment. More technical difficulties. That's okay. Oh.
Scrolling's not working right now.
Yeah, the scrolling function is not working on our facility. What do you guys think about Mr. Blevins, everybody? Quite a class act. Something tells me that he has had an illustrious career of many Blevins. So let's see what this last caller was about.
Definitely not hookers.
Right.
Here we go.
Oh, we're having more technical difficulties. We're just,
I figured it out. There we go.
Here we go.
Hi, Grandma. So, something that I shouldn't have done, well, I don't know, that's debatable, but did anyways, is So I had a boyfriend in high school, and we were supposed to go to prom together. And we like shared everything. I had told him about somebody that I wasn't necessarily friends with anymore, was my ex-best friend / kind of enemy. Well, anyways, he ended up ghosting me a day before prom, which I didn't know he was necessarily ghosting me yet. But and we were supposed to go together, and I showed up, and he had taken my ex-best friend to prom. So I may or may not have hypothetically gotten his car towed, signed him up for a whole bunch of spam call things.
Okay, wait. So let me make sure that I have all the facts straight on this. So you had a boyfriend in high school, and prom time comes around, and then you also had an ex-best friend / enemy, and then you got ghosted by the boyfriend, and then showed up to prom night, only to find out that the boyfriend was there with the ex-best friend, and in response, you had signed him up for a bunch of spam, and then
signed him up for an adult website subscription that was sent to both of his parents' phone numbers, which I would like to point out that they were very religious.
Okay. Interesting. So religious parents are now getting, I would assume, Brazzers, Kink.com, whatever, like the whole nine. They're getting messages from all of them. If it were me, I probably would have called it there, but, I'm going to guess that the voicemail doesn't end here. What else happened?
Really well. And I kind of did call his college that he was trying to get into, and got him off the list for that. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Everybody that I've told that thinks that I should have done it, but kind of just a crazy little story.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Everyone that you told this to was like, yeah, that's a great idea, co-signed all of this. Like, call her again. Let's see if she picks up, because I feel like I gotta know more about these details. So fuck it, we're running it back twice.
I wonder what she reported him to the college for.
All right, that's a good question.
Brazzer subscriptions?
Yeah, have you heard the guy that you're enrolling in college is a real Brazzers fiend?
I really hate how Florida took down Pornhub.
I know, dude. It's a real killer, man. ExpressVPN, what can I say,
The call has been forwarded.
I guess
had all my favorites.
We'll never know what happened with this story, but long story short, don't ever double-cross your prom date, people. That's a life lesson.
I like how we're going for a high school audience. It's good.
Well, we've all been to high school once or twice, right?
Yes.
For me, 3 times. Took a while.
I can't read.
Yeah. I'm still in high school. All right, on to the next caller that we have here. So our next caller here has committed a very interesting crime. Let's see what they did.
Hey, yo. What's poppin', man? Yo, check this out. My name is Jazzo. Know what I mean? And like I say about 2 or 3, maybe 4, 5 years ago, me and my people, we robbed this bank. And we got away with $150,000 and the cops was fucking chasing us. And we fucking went down to the red light, made a left, went 3 more blocks, made a right. We jumped out the car and we ran and we got away.
Hell yeah.
How you like that?
I love it,
All right,
Jazzo. Okay, Jazzo. Let's see what Jazzo's up to right now. The bank robber formerly known as Jazzo.
About 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Who knows? Who
knows? Who's keeping track?
Cool 150K though.
That's pretty good.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying.
I was gonna leave him a voicemail too, but yeah,
we'll do it off air.
Yeah, we'll do it off air. We'll see. All right, Jazzo. Well, you know what? Honestly, if I had robbed a bank and confessed it, I probably wouldn't pick up the phone either, to be honest with you. But all right, interesting. That's a hell of a crime. Now, our next up caller has dated a guy with a bit of a secret. Let's see.
How mysterious.
How mysterious? Mm-hmm. Robbed a bank, $150,000. It's a lot of money.
Pretty good.
Yeah. It's
Hello?
like in... oh, hello. Yes. You've reached Grandma's Late Night Hotline. This is Grandma speaking. My understanding is that you dated a guy with a little bit of a naughty secret. Is this correct?
Grandma, little bit.
Okay. So break it down for me. How'd you meet this guy?
A place that rhymes with Crab.
Oh, you mean rehab. Got it. Okay, so you met a gentleman in rehab. Okay, so then what? Where does it go from there? You know, he's like, what attracted you to this man?
I would say his lack of teeth. And,
Oh, okay, okay.
It wasn't my finest hour, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that we started off on the right bat in rehab, but that's okay.
Quick interjection. So by lack of teeth, do you mean like one or two missing in a sexy, dangerous way, or like none at all in a like has to gum all of his food way?
I mean like one or two there. No,
Okay.
maybe 4 or 5 there. 4 or 5 there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Not
yeah.
that bad.
No, that's not terrible at all, you know?
Good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm amazed that I have any teeth as a grandma. So, all right. So you get to know this gentleman in rehab, and then, you know, you guys go, I would assume, on a first date, right?
He kind of just moved in. Like, there was no middle ground. It was just, he needed a place. I was living in Fort Myers Beach, and if anybody knows anything about Fort Myers Beach, there's a lot of weird stuff going on there.
I've heard that the bases are terrible in Fort Myers, the military bases.
I wouldn't know. I would not
Okay.
know. I stay in rehab. I don't go to military bases.
I wasn't sure. Okay, so anyway, you guys, you got to know each other, right? And he moved in, like, right away. And what exactly happened after that?
I don't really know. I was kind of like just going for it. We were hanging out. We weren't really doing that much. And I wanted to invite him over to meet my parents like a normal person would, you know? And I asked my mom and dad, I was like, hey, like, I want you to meet this guy. I met him in rehab. They're like, oh, you again? Okay. So they weren't really too happy about it. Weren't really too happy about it. But
so have you met?
A really nice guy. And I brought him over because I'm a good daughter. You know, this guy's living with me. I want my parents to meet him.
Right.
And listen, I didn't get any inkling that he was a bad person or that he was weird, except the teeth and the fact I met him in rehab. That's it.
Okay.
And
continue.
I've seen him shirtless too. I got to put that in there. Like I've seen him shirtless. I've seen all his tattoos that he has everywhere.
Was he hot?
Yeah. What's the fat to muscle ratio?
He was pretty ripped.
Okay,
I think
that
that's where
makes
that
sense.
got me. Yeah.
Okay, respectable. We do hate fat dudes here on Grandma's Late Night Hotline. Yeah. So, yeah, we hate fat dudes on this show. Yeah, fat women, we love them, you know, but fat dudes, my God, get out of here. You know. So, all right. So now, you brought him over to the folks' house, and this is their first time meeting him, right? What goes on from here?
Well, my parents have a pool.
Oh.
And because we live in Florida.
La-di-da.
Yeah, wow. Snazzy.
Thank you. My parents have a pool, so we brought our bathing suits.
Are your parents into fat dudes by any chance? Because I'm single.
My dad is.
Your dad's into fat dudes. Tell him to call in the hotline. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
I will. So we get into our bathing suits. He's not wearing a shirt. And my dad used to work at a prison back in Philly. So he was
Ooh,
a psychologist
go birds.
there. So he used
Go
to work in the
birds.
prison.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we get into the pool, we have our bathing suits on, we start swimming. The conversation's not really there, though. Like, he's kind of, like, we're not with getting along with my parents that well. It's just a little awkward, a little weird.
Do you think it was the teeth?
I think it might have been.
It might have been the teeth, huh? It's hard to have a
think it might
conversation
have
with
been
someone who has no teeth.
What else was it
And
besides
they weren't
the
the
teeth?
good teeth. They were, like, the back teeth.
Oh, okay. So he's, no business in the front, party in the front, business in the back.
All party in the back.
Okay. All right, so you guys go for a dip in the pool, and then, you know, what happens?
We get out, and my parents are, like, giving us towels, whatever. And this guy, let's call him Craig.
Okay.
Okay. Craig starts talking to my mom. And
Okay.
my dad pulls me aside, and he's like, hey, I got to tell you something. I'm like, oh, God, like, what's up? I thought he was going to say something, maybe about the teeth.
We're having technical difficulties right now. I don't know what's going on. Someone is being called somewhere. Just close out opera entirely. Close this out. Sorry, one second. We really appreciate your time here. All right. No, it's still going. We might have to call you back in 1 second.
I know, the story's just getting juicy.
God damn it. Just close out Chrome too. God damn it. I touched my headphone, and I don't know if that's what's doing it. That might be it. If there's anyone watching the stream right now, you know, fucking thanks for tuning in.
Alright, we're gonna get the caller back. I really need to know the secret.
I know, I need to know what happened with him.
Yeah, don't touch your headphones.
I won't.
Hello?
Yes, hey, what's up? It's me, Grandma, again. Sorry about that. Had a bit of a technical difficulty. All right, so let's cut to the chase. What's going on with this toothless man here? I mean, bring me into the brass tacks.
What's the problem?
Yeah.
He was a Nazi.
Oh, so all right. We did a lot of beating around the bush here. It wasn't the teeth; it was the Nazi affiliation. So what
Really
made you?
buried the lead.
Yeah, yeah. So all right, how'd you find out?
Well, I tried to church it up a little bit with the teeth thing, but
Yeah, no,
my dad
that's
told
okay.
me, my dad was like, he's a Nazi, he's got Nazi tattoos, and I'm pretty sure he had Hitler's birthday on his arm.
Oh, 420?
420, yep.
Yeah, blaze it, dude. Okay. Interesting. So what was the move after you realized that he was a Nazi? Like, be honest with me. How many more dates did you go on? Well, he lived with you, so, how long did he live with you after this?
I'm not going to lie, he didn't move out right away.
Yeah, I figured as much. It was probably something like benign, like he just leaves his dirty underwear on the ground sometimes. You know, it wasn't the Nazi thing, was it?
I'm like, I can fix him.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's crazy because my roommate and producer is a Jew, and I say the same thing about him, actually. I can fix him, you know.
That's what the Nazi said about me,
you
too.
know what's the craziest part? Is that he got in a standoff with the cops and at gunpoint.
Really? Wait, he got into a standoff with the cops. Continue. I'm sorry.
And he held his dad hostage. And, like, I was in the middle of it because the cops were like, you gotta calm him down. And I'm like, I don't know what to say. Like, I've never been in this position.
You should have started reading a Mein Kampf.
Yeah,
That would have calmed him down.
Yeah, they do. They love that, you know. Or maybe just rubbed his belly or something. Yeah. A warm glass of milk that usually gets the Nazis loosened up.
It makes me sleepy.
Yeah, me too.
I'll enter any shower.
Yeah. Okay. So was it the gunpoint hand standoff that like ended things, or did you continue to see him after that?
No, I continued a little bit. It was his baby mom. That was the real.
Oh, that'll do it. That'll do it. Gross. You know, we hate a man with alimony. Yeah.
Once I found out he had a kid, I'm like, nah, I can't do it.
Yeah. Oh, wait. So you figured out that he was a Nazi, armed and dangerous, before you found out that he had a child?
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Huh. That's really something. So do you know what he's up to these days?
Probably doing.
I'd assume he's probably partying tonight.
Maybe a rally.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's his favorite person's birthday.
Yeah, exactly. You know, some people smoke weed, some people join a rally. You know,
some people burn books.
Yeah, and some people just enjoy cold brew, because let's not forget, today is National Cold Brew Day. Shout out to all my cold brew heads. Yeah.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Okay, interesting. Very, very interesting. I appreciate that you're willing to stick to that story. And you know what? I hope that everyone is enjoying their lives and having fun. Thank you so much for tuning in to Grandma's Late Night Hotline. Your story means the world to us. Be safe, and Grandma loves you.
Grandma, I have an update.
Okay.
Love you, Grandma. Love you, producer man.
Love you too.
Absolutely, all day. Mwah.
So the woman who ruined her ex's life over a ghosted prom date texts us back. She's ready to spill.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Oh, I told her to get ready. I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. She's ready. Love to hear it. Interesting. You know, Nazis. It's an action-packed evening.
It really is.
It really is. Really is. All right. Well, let's see. Ruin the life of a prom date.
He had it coming.
Hello?
Hello, you've reached Grandma's Late Night Hotline. Thank you so much for tuning back into us here. My understanding is you had a bit of an oopsie on prom night, and it resulted in some pretty crazy actions. Would you care to tell me more?
Yeah, so I had been talking to him for quite a while. We had already planned prom. We had gone dress and like suit shopping together. We were going to prom together.
That's crazy.
Like I said, we FaceTime every single night. So this is how he knew. He knew that I did not like this girl. We had notoriously been friends since elementary school, and we had had a whole fight in middle school. So he knew about this girl. And he still decided to ghost me the day before and then show up with her on prom night, and it literally ruined my entire night.
Okay, so it ruined your entire night. Now, what did you do in return?
Ruined his entire life, obviously.
Quite a few things, yes. I may have gone a bit overboard, but yeah, that night I knew which car was his. I got it towed. Like, I literally paid to have it towed.
Was this on the night of prom?
On the night of prom, yes.
Okay, so how did you even do that? Because like, you gotta have some inside scoop to get. You can't just get anybody's car towed. What'd you do?
So I knew which car was his because we had talked about the parking lot that we were going to park. We were going to go to a restaurant together. He took her to that restaurant. So then he was like, oh, we're going to go and park in this area that was near the venue. So I literally went to where we had talked about parking, and I saw his car was there. And so I called and I got it towed.
Okay, interesting. So you just called into a tow company and you were like, tow this car. Okay. Now, what after that did you do? There's some porn subscriptions in the mix?
So yeah, his parents are very, very religious. So I was.
What type of religious? Muslim?
Christian.
So they eat pork. Okay.
What were you gonna say?
So they eat pork. Got it. What exact subscriptions did you subscribe to? Because I mean, you know, a Pornhub Premium and a Brazzers isn't the end of the world. Or was it like some really saucy shit?
I just went online and I just saw, like, I just started searching and everything. I signed his parents up under his name for so many different things. I couldn't even tell you. Brothers was probably one of them. I don't remember the exact ones, but I literally went down. There were like 20 of them. There was even like 2 or 3 that I paid for just because I wanted them to get so many different things that they would get so upset with him.
That's so crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. That is such a crazy thing to do. Okay, so now moving forward, he was enrolled in a college.
So yeah, he was applying to a few different colleges, but he had talked. I'm not going to give specifics just in case, I don't want to give like personal details. But he had applied for this one, and we had talked about it, like how badly he had wanted to get in and all that. So I called the admissions board and started basically. I had me and a whole bunch of my friends calling up and leaving like voicemails being like, hey, this is a horrible person. Like, he did this and this and this. And they actually ended up calling me back and being like, we're so sorry that we heard that. That's terrible. We don't want somebody coming to our college that's like that. And they took him off the admissions list.
Wow, that is something else. So after all of this, have you spoken to him at all since then?
So no, he like went MIA on social media. Like, I think he knew it was probably me, but so the funny thing is like he'd gone MIA on social media. I'd never heard back from him, but I was working at a certain place and somebody had gotten hired there, and me and this girl had gotten talking, and we were talking because we went to the same school, and I got started talking about my ex, and she goes, oh my God, when did you date him? And I go, from this date to this date, and she goes, I was dating him then, and I'm like, oh my God. So he was dating and then I know of 3 girls at the same time.
Wow, that is something. Yeah. Holy shit. All right, wow. So have you had a happy love life since then, or has it all been scandals and Pornhub subscriptions?
It's been pretty tame since then. I won't lie that I've accidentally dipped into the friend group a few times unknowingly, and then as soon as I realized that they were associated with him, I dropped them. I was like, I don't want any ties with this guy. But, I mean, from then, there's never been anything else. But, like, that was really, if you're going to ruin my senior prom night, I'm going to pay you back for it.
Wow.
Interest.
Yeah, with interest, to say the least. Holy shit. Well, I mean, God damn, I can't say that what you did is wrong. It's just... It's powerful. I'll put it that way. That is a very powerful thing to do. And I mean, my God, have you ever done anything even remotely close to that severe to anyone else since then?
Oh no, that was a one and done. Like, somebody would have to do something really, really upsetting to do that. That was like, I think I unleashed all the rage that I had ever felt in my life on this man, because I didn't even tell you everything. There are other things that are too personal that I can't even say on this call.
It's anonymous, if you don't mind. Please, can you tell me more, please?
Oh my God. So I may or may not have slept with a few of his friends afterwards, just to prove a point, and broke their hearts on purpose. So there's that. I mean, that's not that bad. Like, I don't think that would be, like, could get back to him. Let's see. I was kind of petty, and me and my friends did egg and toilet paper his house.
Kind of petty.
What was that?
I said kind of petty. Yeah, just a hair, I guess, wow.
Nowadays.
Like, there were just a whole bunch of little things that I did here and there just to really, really ruin it. Like, I had all of my friends and family leave bad reviews on where he worked, because he worked at, like, a private golf course. So you could, like, leave, like, Google reviews. They all went and left horrible reviews, specifically mentioning his name. And I'm pretty sure I'd heard one of his friends that I dated afterwards said that got him fired, so.
Wow. So do you lose sleep over this at all, or are you like, no, I did the right thing, and I've got nothing to say for it?
No, I 100% feel like I did the right thing, especially learning when I started working at that place that I had talked to the other girl, and we had figured out that we were all talking to him at the same time, and that there were possibly even other girls. I'm like, no, this douchebag deserved it. I'd do it again in a heartbeat for this guy, because he sucks.
Wow.
Queen.
Yeah, what was his full name and social security number?
I mean, I wish I could give that, because he definitely deserves to be known. And I mean, all his friends did know, and he lost a lot of friends over this because they found out what he did. But
wow. Wow. All right. Well, I mean, shit. Thank you so much for taking our call, and that was quite a story. Honestly, I wish you nothing but the best, and I'm gonna call him Jason. Fuck Jason. You know, Jason. If you're watching, if you're listening, you know what? You deserve that shit, bro. Sorry. Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you, Grandma, for calling me.
Absolutely. Grandma loves you. Be safe. And if you run into another Jason, call again.
I will, Grandma. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that's pretty...
What a tale.
Yeah, what a tale. I mean, you know, I had a couple prom dates. I did have two women go to prom at the same time, but it was no Jason, you know. You know what? I won't even get into it. So our next caller here has an interesting relationship with their cousin. Let's see. That's crazy, though, you know? I mean, she really pulled out all the stuff. I don't know what else you could do to a man.
Murder?
yeah, just...
Yeah, donde está?
Yeah, donde está, sir? Yeah, we got a call from you. This is Grandma's Late Night Hotline. So it says here that you have had an interesting relationship with your cousin.
Yeah, I'd say we got up close and personal.
Okay, like what? Like a peck on the cheek, or what are we talking about?
We played a fun game of hide the salami, if you know what I mean. A little woodpecker, you know.
So who was hiding and who? Yeah, who was hiding and who was seeking?
Well, I was definitely. Well, let's go. How did that work? I guess I'm the seeker. I'm trying to find the hole.
Well, no.
You'd be the hider.
I feel like you'd be the Well. You know what? I won't speak for you. You know, you can be whatever you want to be.
It's your relationship. It's
yeah.
cousin,
Yeah. So you fucked your cousin. Yeah. We won't make you think too hard, sir. So you fucked your cousin. Yeah.
So, do you want me to lay it out there for you how it went down, or?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Please, give me as much detail as you'd like.
Set the mood.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we were roommates for like 6 months or so, and every weekend we'd go out, and she'd wingman for me, and I'd wingman for her, and we'd bring back she'd bring back men, I'm bringing back women, and, you know, basically one night we go out, come home empty-handed, and I know for me, I was a little curious. I heard some things going on in that room that seemed a little intriguing to me before.
Oh, like what?
So, some commotions.
Commotions, huh?
Or whatever you want.
Ruckus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like maybe some D&D. They were playing some Dungeons and Dragons with the penises.
Okay. And I would assume that she was the jester, right?
Yeah.
Dude, Dungeon Master.
Oh, yeah.
So,
all right.
You know, we're back at home. It's 3 a.m. We're fucking sloppy drunk, and kind of gave each other the look of, well, I guess this is happening. And I fucked my cousin, but it's not weird, man, because I'm adopted, so we're good. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, I mean, you know, that's just, so, like, all right, you guys boned one time, or, like, this was a repeated offense?
So that's where it got weird, right? It was one time, and then the Thanksgiving was coming up about a month later, the following Thanksgiving. We come home, had been drinking at the party and whatnot, and she wanted to do it again, and that's kind of where I drew the line, right? Like, because I'm a respectful man, right? I'll fuck my cousin.
Right, of course.
Past that's a little too fucking Mississippi, you know?
Right. Yeah, I'm from New Jersey, so I have no idea what you're talking about. But yeah, okay. So you drew a line, unwilling
can I get a go fucking birds?
Go birds! Go birds! Was your cousin an Eagles fan?
No, I'm gonna say she's a Dolphins fan, actually. Yeah. So I did not give her the Thanksgiving feast on Thanksgiving, and then there shortly after, she ended up moving out with a new guy. So I don't know if I hurt her feelings or what, but
was the new guy the second cousin?
My cousin.
Yeah. Was the new guy the actual blood cousin? Were you just not doing it for her, being adopted and all? You know?
I think it was like a nephew or something.
yeah. Interesting. So wait, what was Thanksgiving like after you boned down your cousin? Like, did at any point you have to be like, "Can you pass me the ham, please?" You know, like how did that go?
It was a little weird. I think my family had an inkling on kind of what was going on. There's no guarantees. I think my mom and her mom know, but they kind of just want to believe to themselves that it never happened. And I at one point she asked me to pass her the meat, and I got a little sweaty at that point. I didn't know what she meant, didn't know how to handle it.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, she wants a little bit of extra gravy on those taters, huh?
She wants a little bit of a little bit of the stuffing.
That instant mash.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, you know, so how's your love life currently? Familial or non-familial?
What's crazy is, you know that girl that called about the fucking Nazi? That sounds just like this chick I'm in rehab too, man.
Really? No way. You mean to tell me that she met another man in rehab? That's crazy.
I fucked up. You know, I don't condone it, not one bit. But you know what? It sounds crazy. And I'm not currently with my cousin, no sir.
Now,
your sister.
Yeah, just your sister.
Or a sister.
Now, what are your thoughts on the Nazi Party?
Hey, you know, love is love, right? You know, I'm not sure what he loved more than our man. God nugget. What the fuck's his name?
Well, you know what? Hey, look. Thanks for calling in to Grandma's Late Night Hotline. I wish you nothing but the best.
Nothing but good luck for y'all, boys. All right.
Grandma loves you, bub. Keep fucking your cousin.
I think that's the Nazi slogan too. Love is love.
That is, yeah.
We're famous for it.
Yeah. All right, let's see. What do we got up next? We got a man who had an interesting emergency. Let's see.
Could be anything.
Let's play the voicemail.
Grandma, I gotta tell you this one time I took a street shit.
Oh.
I was working, okay? Had bubble guts. Had to get out. As soon as I took one step out of the truck, had no other option. Drop trowel, shit over everywhere. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. It was terrible. Terrible. Love you. See you later. Elijah out.
All right, Elijah. I mean, shit, let's see what Elijah's up to right now.
It's a very World War II themed episode.
It is very World War II. Yeah. Calling Elijah here, the street sloppy mess man himself. I don't know,
First
you know.
Unanonymous caller.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like we've had somebody's mentioned their name before. I don't know, you know. Hey, look, it doesn't have to be anonymous. That's for sure.
He's taking a massive shit.
Yeah, he's making a mess right now. He's a messy guy. Takes time. I'm gonna take a quick tinkle break here. Grandma does have a weak bladder, you know, many moons on this surface here. So in the meantime, the producer is going to do whatever he does.
I guess the funniest part is that I had sex with my brother, my blood brother, who's 20 years older than I am, multiple times. Bye.
Oh, we're really keeping it in the family tonight, and this is blood.
Absolutely. Now, before we continue on with this story, I just I can't help but comment on the fact that from the bathroom I could hear you talking about relationships with Nazis. Now, you're a Jewish man, is that correct?
By blood.
By blood, right? But I assume Nazi by ideology.
She made some interesting points. I mean, do you want to hear the story?
You know what? Yeah, let's let's dive into it. Well, I feel like, we just got into the brother fucking, and, I just felt compelled to, like, at least mention the fact that this is not a pro-Nazi podcast. This is...
Actually, anti-Nazi.
Yeah, specifically. We represent the Jews, but we're also pro-Palestine at the same time. It's duality, right?
Yeah, we're just for peace, man.
So let's talk about someone who fucked their brother. Call them up. See what they're up to.
Get on that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wish the world could just be in peace and harmony. It would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on a day like Easter. I know we make jokes and all that, but it would be fantastic.
Easter is a sacred day. Have you heard he's up?
He's awake, so I've been told.
He
He's
is.
coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait. There it is.
Yeah. And if you're still listening to this show, just drop a comment in the chat here and let us know that we're doing a job.
We love feedback.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello, how's it going? So this is Grandma's Late Night Hotline. Now, we've received a call that you have a bit of a taboo secret. So tell me more.
So I recently went, and I got, broken up with, or not, I broke up with somebody. I was in a relationship.
And were you related to them?
No, I wasn't related to the person.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were, family only. Mm-hmm.
No, it's not my kink.
Okay. I wasn't sure if, the cousin dumped you, so we're on to the brother. But anyway, continue.
No. So my brother spends the night sometimes, and I don't know. I'm a very sexual person, and I'm very open about it. My whole family knows, and we're very tight. We have a cool bond. He watches all my footage, my content that I make, and he just comments and tells me it's hot and whatever not. Well, one night he was
bizarre, but okay.
He was hi or something, and he was cuddling me. He was spooning me all night, and then one thing led to another. We were up all night. I was on my phone. He was spooning me, and then. It was 7 a.m. He goes, "Damn, shawty, I would tap that." And I was I don't care. And he started eating me out, and one thing led to another. We was fucking.
Wow. Now, I'm an only child. I don't know what you people with siblings do, but I would assume that this is abnormal, correct?
I think so. I think it's a little crazy.
So, after this interaction with him, how exactly do you...
We smoked the blunt. We called it good. We just dabbed it up and called it good.
Have you guys seen each other since then?
Yep.
Okay, is this, are you... when's the wedding? Can I come? Do you mind?
No.
Oh, we draw the line at wedding.
Wedlock is out of the question, right? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Locking in with my brother is weird, bro.
Oh yeah, that's the problem. Taxes are the problem, Yeah, joint filing, that would be gross, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Interesting.
No,
yeah.
What if it was really good sex? Would you have gone back? Scale of 1 to 10?
And, I did. It happened.
Oh, you went back.
Times.
Oh, you've been a couple times, like Disney World. I got the flash pass.
But
right?
I won't do it anymore because it's
he proposed.
It's kind of grossing me out and it's giving me the ick.
Why?
Because he proposed.
Yeah.
It's giving me the ick, bro. I don't know. Something about it just turns me off.
I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, Wait, so the doc that I have here says that he's 20 years older than you?
He is. He's 43, I think.
Okay. So I don't usually give advice on this show. That's usually not my bag, but I feel inclined to give advice at the moment. You should stop fucking your brother, probably. I feel that's...
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Marry him instead.
Yeah. Yeah, bring the government into this. So, okay. So, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time collecting my thoughts here. So now, like, what does your brother do for a living?
He cleans pools.
Hot. Everybody loves a good pool boy, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. And, like, what exactly do you do? Is he, like, are you guys involved in the family? Like, do you guys do Thanksgiving together? Do you do Christmas together? Easter?
We hang out. We hang out, like, quite often, actually. I hang out with his kids and his wife, and...
Oh, he's got a wife.
He's got the ick.
Of course he's got a wife.
There's more.
Yeah, okay. And what does the wife think about this?
The wife doesn't know. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Okay, interesting.
My bestie knows. My bestie's here. She knows.
Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out to the besties. You know,
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
So when you were engaging coitus with your brother, did you lean into the sibling thing, or did you role play that you weren't related?
That's a good question.
I think I just closed my eyes and acted as if anything was happening.
Anything goes.
Okay, interesting.
I was Pillow Princess to the T, bro.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I was the Pillow Princess, like...
And he was the
I didn't
sexy
do
pool
nothing.
boy.
I didn't...
Okay. About how many times have you had sex with your brother?
It was only 3 times.
Oh, that's it. Oh, yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
Water
no big
under
deal.
the bridge.
Did he wear a condom, or were you guys just all gas, no brakes? You know?
No condom, bro.
That's how we got the whole royalty on the English side, you know, the Queen of England, Andrew, all of them. They had the same exact upbringing, you know. That's crazy.
Family.
Yeah, interesting. So, thanks for calling Grandma's Late Night Hotline. I'm happy to hear that your love life is strong. And maybe take a break from the old brother and go on Tinder.
I will.
Or 23andMe.
Yeah, or 23andMe. Grandma loves you. Be safe.
I should call my sister.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right, do we want to keep it on sex, or should we break it up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I feel like we've had a lot of sex, we've had a lot of incest, we've had a lot of, you know, this, that, and the third thing. I mean, like, how long have we been going here? We've been going for about an hour and 40 minutes. Do we just close her out, or what are we thinking?
I think we have one more interesting story to wrap it up. It is Easter. This is on theme. It might not be the theme of the episode, but this is a fascinating headline, and I just want to see what's up.
All right, I mean, let's see. We have a caller who needs help deciphering a dream.
Hey, so I had a dream about baby Jesus. I was in a coliseum, right? So I'm going to set the setting, right? And I had a dream like a night or two ago about decapitating him and juicing his little torso in front of like Mary Magdalene. And I just want your interpretation of what that dream could have meant. But at the same time, I just these decapitation dreams, right? So I want your say, and I want you to call me back. So I love you. Bye.
I don't even think we need to call him.
No, I don't think so. You want my interpretation?
Please.
He's up. Happy Easter, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Grandma's Late Night Hotline. This has been a trip. Lots of incest, lots of Nazis, and I would assume nothing else. So until I see you next time, Grandma loves you.